Hey guys, Foxdrop here with a video on how to carry as a jungler in low elo. Now, if you're not gold elo or below, you may find some of the stuff in this video doesn't relate to you too much, but honestly you'll still be able to pick up some decent things from this video. And this is also the first video I'm making in partnership with Pro Guides, which I'll give you more info on later on. The first tip for carrying low elo as a jungler is to pick your champion smartly. There are two massive considerations for this. Firstly, that you pick something you really enjoy playing, and secondly, that you pick something mechanically simple to play. Now, why should you pick a champion you enjoy? Well, quite simply because you won't get bored of them and you will therefore be open to playing them a lot, mastering them, and giving yourself the best chances of winning. So why then should you play something simple? Well, because you're probably a bit of a numpty. Now, if you're watching a video like this, it's because you're looking to get out of low elo, and if you're looking to get out of your elo, you're probably frustrated at the numptiness of your teammates. If you're willing to accept that everyone around you is a numpty and you're stuck among them, you have to concede that chances are you're a bit of a numpty yourself. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I myself embraced this fact and switched from playing Lee Sin all the time, who is a complicated champion, to Jarvan, a very simple one, and I climbed almost all the way from Diamond 3 up to Diamond 1. Simply put, the simpler and easier the champion is to play, the harder it is for you to make basic mechanical mistakes. The less potential mistakes you allow, the smoother your games will be. Some specific examples for this would be playing Jarvan, Amumu, Rek'Sai, Mundo, Rammus, Volibear, Wukong, and Pantheon. The next tip is a specific gameplay strategy, the level 2 cheese invade. Now, this is an extremely efficient play that often results in early first bloods for you against the enemy jungler, not only putting you ahead, but also putting that enemy jungler behind. The concept behind this technique is really rather simple. You're going to appear at the enemy's buff at level 2 and kill that jungler. Now, assuming he starts at the Gromp or the Krugs, as most junglers do, you can predict he'll then go to his buff and take it. If you yourself start at your own buff at level 1, then you can go then afterwards invade that enemy buff and pick up the free kill. This tactic is especially effective at lower elos because not only are the enemy junglers more predictable than NA's early exits at Worlds,
Bitch, what?
but they also rarely play around plays such as this by placing vision or having that preemptive awareness. Now, the next tip I want to give is about aggression. In general, the more aggressive you play, the more pressure you put on the enemy team. The more pressure you put them on, the more likely they are to make mistakes. Mistakes that you can then capitalize on. Similarly, by putting yourself upon the enemy, you play the game by your own style, a style you can be familiar with and therefore execute more effectively. Essentially, you become more proactive while making the enemy more reactive, forcing them into potentially unfamiliar positions. Specifically for the jungle, you should play a gank heavy style and also look to invade that enemy jungle when you think is a good time to do so. Usually when your lanes are pushed in, you're stronger 1v1 than that enemy jungler and you have a good solid escape plan already in your head should things go wrong. However, don't confuse aggression with bumbling stupidity. You don't have to force things all the time, you should be smart and calculated about it. Being aggressive doesn't strictly mean going balls to the wall all the time, but more so it's a representation of your thought process. Prioritize thinking, can I gank here? Should I invade here? Over just sitting back. The last point I want to make for carrying lower elos as a jungler is to have a proportional respect for objectives. Now, I'm sure most of you guys hearing me say this will roll their eyes and think, oh my god, he's going to tell us getting dragons important. Kill surprise, how revolutionary. Well, actually no, I want to tell you that objectives, whereas definitely beneficial, are not as important as you think they are in low elo solo queue. You see, both Dragon and Baron require teamwork to be properly effective, and low elo solo queue is about as rich in teamwork as FIFA is in morality. On the flip side, I've seen far more games hinge upon the actions of people trying to contest objectives when they really shouldn't, or throwing because they overvalue their acquisition. Getting Dragon or Baron is good, but not as big of a game changer as people at low elo expect. It's not uncommon to see the enemy team go for Dragon and your allies think that they have to defend that at all costs, really when they shouldn't, and end up just throwing away some free kills in the meantime. As our chilly friend Elsa would say, let it go. Outside of Dragon or Baron, which as I mentioned are often overrated, getting down towers is something you should put more focus on. They give global gold and open up the map in a way that allows you to make more plays and be less restricted. Killing towers also gives you that wonderful benefit of allowing your minions to be more effective because they can push further before they die. And the great thing about that is that you don't have to worry about that. Minions will do that themselves, so you're getting a benefit without having to put any thought behind it. So that's really all of the tips I want to do for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. And like I said at the beginning of this video, and as you've probably noticed from the quality of this video compared to my other ones, I've partnered up with pro guys to help bring you some extra content by having them edit and produce some of the stuff for me. And they do a lot of quality stuff over on their own website featuring some well-known players, so they're definitely worth checking out. And they also have round-the-clock member support because they're just lovely like that. Anyway, I put the link to them in the description if you want to check them out. I would certainly recommend that you do so. But anyway, that's all I want to say for this video, guys. If you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to me for more educational content with a bit of entertaining stuff on the side as well. You can leave a comment telling me your thoughts and I'll get around to answering some of those questions I find in there as well. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, and catch me streaming on Twitch too. All of those links are in the description, guys. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Have a great new year, guys. Thanks for sticking with me for 2015. I hope we have an even better 2016. And I will see you in my next video.